Today, it's the National Football League. It's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The Browns offense set to go. Down 7-0 here early. The drive begins with Mason. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
On second down, here's Mason. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. You talk about this Bengals defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On the ground again, it's Mason. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mason. A gain of 8 there on the play. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd down, here's Mason. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. From the 50, it's Watson. That's to the former Bronco, Jerry Jeudy. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the right goes Mason. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll hand it to Mason. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Watson now to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. The Browns at 2-4 here in the first half of the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Mason going to get it on first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Right back to Mason. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. After one, a 14-3 ball game. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Straight ahead, here's Mason. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns. 18 all runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the give, it's Mason, and he edges forward but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Now Watson. He's got Mason complete, and he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. On the ground, here comes Mason. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Watson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense,
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's Mason. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Now's a good chunk of yardage picked up there. And big fella, sometimes he doesn't need a whole lot of space created. He can make his own way.
Now they run. It's Mason trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead him to 4th down. They'll run for it with Mason. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a first down. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and a yard. Back to throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Cooper's first catch, and good for a first down. Now Watson. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And Watson has enough for the first down yardage as he slides to the turf. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Watson. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Now it's Mason, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this.
The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
He finds his man, complete. It's Mason. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. To throw is Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out, you can run wide receiver routes with him, you can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. On 1st and 10, Watson. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has. They'll start with a run by Mason. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Faking the give. Now Watson. He finds his man complete. It's Mason. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. He finds his man complete. It's Mason. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We've seen him be good so far. Starting the drive with Mason on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll run again with Mason. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Mason. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 107 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
And Watson has enough for the 1st down yardage as he slides to the turf. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Watson off play action. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Watson on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. He finds his man, complete. It's Mason. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough. And they'll go again with Mason. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to... After the interception, here's Watson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Watson. He'll fire deep, looking for more. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Watson. He's going to take another shot here. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Jordan Battle. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope
Cleveland offense making their way out. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Logan Wilson. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. The drive begins with Mason. He'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 119 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. On the run is Mason. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On the ground again, it's Mason. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run here with Mason. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Here's 2nd and 10. Running left, Mason. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Here we go on 4th down. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Well, the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
They'll hand it to Mason. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Here now, 2nd and goal. They run it with Mason. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go.
Here we go. The Browns will go for two. They're going to try and run for it. And he's going to get into the end zone. The two-point conversion successful. And we've got ourselves a tie football game. Huge, huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing.